Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire Service. Let's go old school. Dave Morgan joining us from, let's see, West Scranton, King's College, you name it, and now in North Carolina. I remember covering this guy back probably like ninth grade. That's a whole time ago. Dave, we're catching up, man. How old are you now here in 2020?
I am 35 years old. I probably haven't been on your show since 2004, maybe a little bit in college, but yeah, it's been a long time.
That's awesome to catch up with you. So many great things when we look back. I mean, you and your brother, you guys were studs back in the day. Hey, you're still a stud at 35 years old. You're still going at it, which is great to see. But let's talk about life here in 2020. We'll reminisce here in a little bit. You've got a big match coming up this weekend.
Yeah. I kind of stumbled upon me. I'm not an official wrestling coach down here, but I have my garage where I train about 20 some kids, college wrestlers, high school wrestlers, some MMA fighters, that kind of deal. And ever since COVID hit, I've kind of following all the guidelines, all that good stuff. But I've been in real good shape. This is probably the first time ever that I've actually been wrestling every single day, eating right, and I feel great. So kind of stumbled upon it. They offered me a fight, and against my wife's wishes, she said.
There's she was a lot of considerations. There's no doubt. So you got a family, man. You got 3 kids. You guys got another one on the way. I mean, it's awesome to hear. Just remember you as some young guy wrestling, and now here you are. You're a full-blown dad. You're a husband. You're a teacher. You're a coach. You're a trainer. You're a little bit of everything, and you get an opportunity to compete. And I know that's one thing with you is you love competition. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But you get a great opportunity here to face another man, so to speak, huh?
Yeah. It's like I said, they popped it on me. My career my MMA career, wrestling was my main thing. MMA was just something I did for fun. And, I did really well. Right now I have a losing record, but I fought really good guys, and they kind of popped this on me. Guy's pretty tough. He's a young guy, and I'm crazy enough to take it.
You look at the pictures of this dude and you're like, this guy looks pretty tough, but he's not a 2-time national guy like you. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between throwing in the single leg and getting punched in the face. There's definitely a difference with those two things, right?
There is. Fighting is something it's crazy because when I started fighting, I remember my dad asked me, he said, sure you want to do this? You've never been in a fight before. And, I just kind of, like you said, I love to compete. So it's kind of gives me a chance to just get in there and see what happens, win or lose, this is kind of something, I can show my kids. This is for a title. So, I walk out of there Saturday night with a title over my head. Maybe that's the last one. Maybe not. I don't know. It'll be fun.
There's always a sense of pride. You think of that West Scranton pride. That's something that's probably with you your whole life. And at 35, that's going to be through and through all the way till you're 80, 90 years old. You're going to have that pride.
That's right. West Side Blue. We all bleed blue up there, and my wrestling club down here is actually Invader Wrestling Club. So,
well, we look back to some of those influences back in the day. So, hey, let's go back to the old, West Scranton days, and whether you're a little kid wrestling or up through junior high or high school, who were some of those influences that helped you along the way that made you the young man, the man now that you are at 35 years old?
Oh man, you got so many. That's a tough one. You got from West Scranton, you definitely have Pat DeSarno, Coach Paul Fox. I always really looked up to John Fox. I never actually got the chance to coach with him, but I always really looked up to him. You have obviously my brother, huge influence on me. The one guy I can't forget is Coach Bucker, Robbie Bucker. Awesome, awesome coach. Helped me through life. And then at Kings, you have Pat Heck, and then you have Coach Martinez and Ned McGinley. The old crew. It's crazy. It's crazy to think I'm not there anymore. But yeah, I miss all of them.
Yeah, some fun times back in the day, and at Kings with some good local wrestlers on that team, but they had some guys from outside the area that helped push each other a little bit as well. Do you still have some of those relationships with your fellow Monarchs from back in the day?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I still talk to a lot of them. Not as much as I'd like to, but yeah. Actually, Kings just hired a new coach, Josh Rosa, and he's reached out to me. We've talked a couple times. He's doing great. He actually sent me some shirts, so I'm actually wearing a shirt right now.
Nice.
But yeah, shout out to him. Good luck, and keep the tradition going.
As far as what you have to prepare for with this fight, talk a little bit about just kind of knowing your opponent. You have a short time frame here to kind of put this all together, but I'm sure you're studying. You're the old guy. You're studying. Hey, what can I do here? You got to try some different stuff, right?
Yeah. So the way I look at it, he's a really talented kickboxer. So it's kind of like I gotta smother him. I gotta get in there and get in his face, or I have to be far away so he can't kick me in the head. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a tactical fight. So it's not gonna be I'm not really a brawl or anything like that. So I am a wrestler, so I'll be looking for a takedown. That kind of deal. So I'm prepared.
All right, let's talk about the fight. It's Saturday. Tell us about the time, the location, and we're not sure here. You tell us if fans are able to attend there in South Carolina or not.
Okay, yeah. So it's limited. It's limited capacity. I'm selling a couple tickets. Yeah, I'm not sure what the capacity is. I sold about 10 tickets, I think, right so far. My fan base isn't really big down here, but you can watch it. They told me there's going to be a stream. I'll give that to you later. I'll post it on my fan page, on my Facebook, and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's going to be Saturday night. I think the promotion's called Ultimate Battleground, South Carolina. It's at a real nice resort, so I get to get the kids in the pool and all that cool stuff. So it's fun.
You're still having fun. Hey, take us through that family of yours. Tell us about everybody. Start with your wife and take us through the kids and what ages we're looking at there for Dave Morgan's family.
All right. So my wife, I dated her in high school. When I was a sophomore, I went to States. She was my girlfriend then. We kind of drifted apart. About 10 years ago, we got back together. And she had a son from a previous marriage. So I have my stepson, Brody. Great kid. He's going to be 13. Doesn't want to wrestle yet. Kind of on the fence. Real tough kid. Love to play soccer. Great kid, great grades. Can't say enough about him. And then I have my 5-year-old, Carter James Morgan. Jim, named him after Jim there in the middle. Tough kid, smart as a whip. This week has been rough. He put his tooth through his lip.
Oh.
He had, he's a go-getter. He's the rough one. And then I have Easton, the Red Rovers. We named them after the Red Rovers down in Allentown there. Easton Patrick. He's only 2, but he's same deal. He's a go-getter. He's my guy. He sits and watches all my practices. Won't leave my side. So, and then we're having a little girl. I'd love to give you her name, but I think my wife would kill me if I spoil the name. So
let's not do that. Let's not get you in trouble.
Yeah, let's not try to do that. I won't be fighting this weekend if I do that.
There you go. Man, that sounds like a lot of excitement. You're down in North Carolina. You're a teacher. Unfortunately, when I were talking with COVID, you're in a tough spot down there as far as getting laid off. Correct?
Yeah. Right now I'm not. Right now I'm just kind of hanging out, running the Invader Wrestling Club down here. I'm blessed with the opportunity to do something like that on the side. You know what I mean? To make some money and help wrestling. And then I'm blessed with the opportunity to go and make some money in a fight. You know what I mean? Even though I'm 35, you know, whatever.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You got a big family. You still got the memorabilia up there with the Kings and West Scranton. When you look back at what you were able to do both at West Scranton, but more importantly, that national stage at Kings, and everybody makes decisions. Hey, I'm going to a Division II school. I want to go D1. When you look back at staying local and going to Kings and what you were able to accomplish, that All-American status has to feel unbelievable, I'm sure, still at age 35 to say, man, I made something of myself.
Yeah. Even prior to me making a decision about colleges and all that, I have such a close-knit relationship with, especially at King, because my brother went there. Those guys are like family to me. Ned, we joke around and say Ned's my grandfather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have Coach Martinez. He was my freestyle coach growing up. And then you have Pat Heck. Pat Heck's like he's like my role model. Growing up, he helped me so much throughout my life. So such a close-knit relationship with those guys. It was kind of a really easy decision to decide to stay with them. And then after a year, my brother decided to leave the University of Scranton, and come over and help me out winning that national title. So can't get any better than that, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Well, Dave, it's a big weekend coming up for you with a pro MMA fight. We wish you the best. It's great to catch up with you, man, and hopefully we'll be talking again.
Awesome. Sounds good. Hey, thanks for having me. It's awesome to be back on the show after almost 20 years or whatever. But yeah, that's awesome. It's good seeing you.
You too, Dave. Keep up the great work, man.
All right. Thank you.